track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9, come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9, when you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9, come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9, when you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9, come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9, when you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9, come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's Tingle and Co.
Good morning here on this beautiful Tuesday morning.
Victory Tuesday.
We are up and rolling, feeling good. Feeling good. After
It's Jay Johnson.
After a fun night last night at the Golf Suites. Make sure you join us this weekend.
Our voices are shot.
Our voices are shot. It was a good time. I mean, it was a good time. It was a roller coaster of a night, obviously, because it was a roller coaster of a baseball game.
Maybe for some of y'all. Never panic.
Yeah, this positive guy over here.
Uh-huh.
They were on your case in that second inning in the chat.
The
views
Say
went
something
up.
nice today.
The views went up, obviously, in the second inning when it got ugly for LSU, and it was all, hey, Lloyd, what are you going to say now?
Jay
Mr.
Johnson.
Positivity, Mr. Sunshine.
Do you like that?
Jay Johnson.
Say something now.
And they things start to go bad, and they go, I'm going to go see that fucker Lloyd.
Yeah, they want to see me commit
Yep.
suicide on
It's
air.
kind of a lovely, honestly,
And
thing.
yeah, let's see if. Well, what I like to think is, they're like, I need somebody to inspire me right now.
No,
Yeah, I could go to anywhere in the
that's
world,
not what it is.
to any channel in the world.
That's not
We
what it
all
is.
have the internet. They're like, who's the one person that'll lift me up today
They're doing something.
during this dark, dark time?
No, they say if I'm
Me.
sad, I want to see that fucking guy sad.
Yeah, that's probably what it is too. But then,
Definitely what it is.
sorry about it.
Sorry about
Tigers
it.
win. Tigers
Positivity
win.
wins yet again.
Tigers win.
Tigers win. What a night it was. What a game it was.
Love
What
conquers
a weekend
all.
it was. Yes, as Lloyd and Justin, if you missed it last night, it was a great watch party live from Golf Suites. Shout out to Golf Suites. Shout out to Jacob for getting us hooked up over there, setting it all up. They've made everything on their end, they made a breeze. They did an excellent job. They took care of us with beverages and food, crushing golf balls outside.
think I can get a chicken
But
quesadilla?
during that game, if you missed it, Lloyd and Justin were the winners of the night as they held hands, I believe, from the fourth inning on.
Only
And,
breaks
I mean,
for
like,
commercials.
It was
Well, that was mandated. I didn't want to do that.
it
I
was
didn't want a break.
unbelievable. Justin did not want to continue holding Lloyd's hand, but he
There's-
did it. He did it for the Tigers.
There's
Did
nothing.
it for the fellas.
There's not an easier guilt trip in the world than, well, imagine if we weren't doing this and LSU lost and we were doing it and they were winning.
Yeah,
How
I mean,
would you feel then? And he goes, oh, I guess we got to keep holding hands.
Yeah, I mean, for somebody that didn't want to hold hands more than anyone I've ever seen not want to hold hands,
It was consensual.
he
I'm
continued
not
to
enjoying this.
he continued
don't
to
like
push
this.
through. Then he gets a text from his father close to the end of the game, and he's like, "Nope, I have to stop."
Do you,
And,
you have
uh,
something to tell me?
But he pulled through, and the Tigers
him?
pulled through. The headlines, obviously, LSU baseball lives to fight another day as they complete the comeback last night against Arkansas Little Rock. The Tigers win 10-6 after going down 5-1 early on in that baseball game. You heard from Jay and the players after the game some really good quotes in the post-game presser after the game that we will we'll read and we'll discuss later on in the game. I mean, in the show, not in the game. The all-regional team was announced with a hefty number of Tigers, obviously, as they win the Baton Rouge Regional. The two pitchers, Anthony Ianson, Cade Anderson from LSU, all-tournament catcher, Luis Hernandez with an
Deserved.
excellent performance. Last two games, but last night was outstanding.
All-time post-game interview, too.
Yes. First baseman,
Baseball.
Mr. Cano.
That's fine.
And rightfully so. Keaton Grady from Dallas Baptist is the second baseman. Stephen Milam is the shortstop.
Daniel Tickets to 2 home runs didn't
Didn't move the needle, I guess.
continue to disrespect LSU.
Third base is Ty Rhodes from
Fine.
Little Rock. Outfield, the three outfielders, two of the three, Chris Stanfield, Derek Curiel from LSU. The third is Zach Henry from Little Rock, who was putting on a show last night for the Trojans. As there were a few times he jumped when he probably didn't need to, and was maybe embellishing a tad bit, but he was making every play that was there to be made.
If he robbed that home run,
I mean, he
he
ran
got
up the wall,
closer than anybody I've seen since Alec Box has been extended.
and he was mad that he didn't.
Yeah, he thought he had a.
Like he got down, and he was pissed off.
I respect him a lot.
Yeah, no, he was balling out there, and then the DH obviously is none other than Ethan Fry himself after he put the Tigers on his back to get it rolling last night. That is your Baton Rouge Regional all tournament team, and then the Super Regional field is now set. LSU was the final entry of the night, as it'll be Miami in Louisville taking on the Cardinals. Corvallis will be Florida State versus Oregon State. Chapel Hill is Arizona and North Carolina. In Auburn, you've got Coastal Carolina versus Auburn. In Los Angeles, you've got UTSA versus UCLA. Durham, you've got Murray State, who upset Ole Miss last night before the LSU game, or right when the LSU game was getting started. Headed to Durham to take on Duke. In Baton Rouge, you've got West Virginia and LSU. And in Fayetteville, you've got Tennessee and Arkansas, the lone SEC-only series. So it looks like out of the 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 teams remaining, 1, 2, 3, 4 SEC teams are still up. As here is the super regional teams as you get a look at it here. So, yeah, I mean, only 4 of the 16 are still SEC. After SEC got a large number into the field, they got sent packing quite a bit. And then the 2 claps. This is a long 2 claps list this morning, and a lot of it is LSU baseball and Baton Rouge regional related, obviously.
This is usually when you have to go to the doctor.
Because, yeah, fair enough. Because it was a heck of a weekend, and last night was a heck of a night. Jay Johnson's up first. That was his 500th win, and he spoke about it in the post-game presser. We'll get to that. Shout out to LSU baseball's fearless leader as the Tigers get the job done. And
Love you,
they
Dad.
will host Super Regional Baseball this weekend. Jay Johnson, 2 claps, ready. Case and Evans. Only so much you can really say about the job that the freshman did last night. Lloyd, what was your quote that you said about postseason baseball last night? It was like during postseason baseball, that's when you need somebody to step up.
A Herculean effort.
That's what
Somebody's
you need.
got to step up and be a Hercules, and you got one.
You got one
seen it
last
happen
night.
before, and you saw it happen again last night where at some point you're going to need something from somebody that hasn't done something they've done before, and they did it.
And you
that
got
was
it.
one Case and Evans.
Case and Evans last night, his line, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 12 strikeouts through 109 pitches. This is a guy, let me remind you, that at the beginning of the season was your closer. When he came out against Texas, you were surprised you got 3 innings out of him. And then he comes out against Tennessee, and you're like, oh, wait, he can start too. And then last night you saw him go 109 pitches, 12 punchies, 9 strikeouts in a row.
Huh.
Which he would have had more if
He
it
would
was
have
not
had 10 if it
for
wasn't for
Christian
Christian.
Cowley. As Christian decides on the
You know he's
mic,
got 9
do you guys
strikeouts?
know he's got 9 straight strikeouts?
Go to bed, Christian.
Christian leave. Case and Evans, the legend himself, got it done. 2 claps, ready. These 2 are grouped together just to make it not look the list too long. Luis Hernandez and Ethan Fry
Papi.
last night got the job done at the dish for the Tigers. As Luis Hernandez was 3 for 4 the night before Sunday night, and then last night goes 3 for 5 and played a huge role in that game. Ethan Fry was 4 for 4, put the team on his back to start that baseball game. When you talk about the first 4 runs scored by LSU, it's a solo home run by Ethan Fry and then a base-clearing double by Ethan Fry in the 4th to cut it to 1. And then you have Luis Hernandez tie it up with a solo shot, and then later on in the 8th hits another solo shot to put the Tigers up by 2 runs to give the Tigers a little bit of insurance. Those 2 guys at the dish got it done for LSU. So for Ethan Fry, 2 claps, ready. Luis Hernandez, 2 claps, ready.
Papi.
Outstanding. Massive performance from both of those guys. Jared Jones, speaking of the bat, started off strong for Jared, put together some really good at-bats, kind of got away from him again as the game went on, and then right on cue at the end of that baseball game, I think it was the top of the 9th inning, you could feel it in the air. If you were watching the watch party last night, I said it myself. I was like, this feels like the moment. Little Rock challenges a play early, and then so Brown gets walked, and there's a mound visit during the Jared Jones at-bat. And after Brown gets walked, so you get a runner on, I was like, okay, Jared Jones up to bat. Hasn't gone well the last couple of times he's been to the dish. This is the time, the moment. Get all that anger out, make it happen. And a 2-0 count crushes the baseball. And Jared Jones finally silences all the doubters, gets everybody off his back, and just crushes a home run to give LSU some insurance late in that game. Jared Jones deserves 2 claps. Ready. Anthony Ianson, short rest. The decision to go to your guy to close it out after what Case and Evans did.
People think I'm fucking crazy.
Lloyd threw out the idea yesterday when we were talking to Mikey. He asked him about it. And you saw Ianson come in the bottom of the 8th.
And there it is.
After A couple of singles were allowed. Cano singled, Harris singled, and then Wilbanks got on a fielder's choice. Great play by Cason Evans. There's your guy. Right here. This is awesome.
He hit the Tommy. Bring it back.
That's awesome.
He hit the Ianson.
He did. And Cason Evans makes a great play to field the ball, throw Cano out at third to get the first out of the game, get the lead runner gone. You bring Ianson out. He gets a strikeout, forces a ground out, and then in the bottom of the ninth, he goes strikeout, ground out, strikeout to close it out. Shout out to Anthony Ianson getting the job done for the Tigers out of the pen once again. 2 claps, ready. Alec Box last night and Rally Big T. Lloyd, if you can pull that video up that you sent me from Chris Phillips. Put it out last night. One, I wanted to give Alec Box as a whole their nod, their 2 claps, because it was electric last night. I mean, you saw the videos. We obviously were not there. We were in Golf Suites, which was electric as well. And we'd love for you to join us. But Alec Box was popping last night. You could feel it through the television. And our guy, Rally Big T, look at this legend. Legend. Rallying the troops, getting the fans on their feet, doing his job.
Could you imagine not knowing what this place is and having to play baseball here? Where they're just like, what? Like Arkansas Little Rock probably
What's
knows
happening?
enough. Like, what is going on in the outfield?
What is happening?
There's a man that he's in the nude with a flag.
And
it's
rally's
working. Starting.
And
it's working.
And it works.
People love it.
Yeah, it's not even a second thought on our mind. Like on our end, like, yeah.
No, I didn't. It didn't.
Big T, get going.
Don't even flinch.
Big T, get
Like,
do the
buddy,
thing.
why are you not going yet?
Hey, no,
Start
need-
running. Pop
need-
that shirt off.
Need a live
You
chicken,
still have your shirt on, Big T.
a buffalo, live or stuffed, preferably stuffed,
Shout out.
for safety's sake.
Shout out to Alec Box and Rally Big T. They both deserve 2 claps. So Alec Box, 2 claps, ready.
And a lot more coming.
Rally Big T, 2 claps, ready. Expect to see him back out there next weekend. University of Arkansas Little Rock deserves 2 claps.
Absolutely.
I thought about putting them on yesterday because they deserved it after the performances that they've put on. But obviously LSU needed to get the job done before we could give them the nod. Respect to Arkansas Little Rock. The fight, the show they put on this weekend, the battle they took to LSU these last 2 games. And then, I mean, to single out a couple, you've got your guy Henry in center field and Cano at first base. Those 2 guys are studs. Like, this Cano guy, we talked about him yesterday. We were talking about him throughout the night last night. Every single time he stepped up to the plate, you were like a little on edge. And you saw it happen in the second inning. We'll obviously get to that ugly inning for the Tigers, but Cano was the one that kind of started it all off for Little Rock. The Trojans, their head coach Chris Curry, their fan base, the whole thing, they all deserve 2 claps for what made the weekend what it was. They went out there, performed, and made it a fun weekend.
Little Rock, big heart.
Amen.
Little Rock, big heart.
Little Rock, big heart.
You got to fight for that inch.
Don't even get me started. I'll do the whole thing if you want.
The Arkansas Little Rock Trojans, 2 claps, ready. Nyjah Kennedy, I don't know if y'all have seen the Texas Tech pitcher or heard the story, as she was the softball player that got the $1 million NIL deal this past offseason, had everybody up in arms, and it has turned out to be the greatest NIL deal in history of college sports. The best return so far. She has thrown, shout out to No Chill Sports on Twitter, at @no_chill_sports. She has thrown 466 consecutive pitches for her team. She's pitched 5 straight complete games in 11 days. And in those complete games, she's allowed 16 hits and 4 runs in those 5 games. And she's got Texas Tech playing for the national championship.
And she hits the ball.
I mean, it's unbelievable. 466 consecutive pitches has put Texas Tech in the mix, in the national championship game. And, like, this is the greatest NIL deal ever. I mean, you go out, you single
Certainly
out one
got your
player.
money's worth so far.
I mean, like this, you got the return. Like you can't ask for anything else from saying like, oh, does she deserve that $1 million? I think she's thrown 466 consecutive pitches. That's pretty deserving of the paycheck.
And again, it's bringing attention to a sport that doesn't always get it.
Yes, and
You
to
know,
a school.
So, to a school. Yeah, exactly. That was not traditionally a factor ever.
Right.
And I everybody wins with this.
It's a
Except for
win-win.
Stanford.
So 2 claps.
That's rough.
2 claps. Ready. Outstanding. The Madden 26 cover came out, and I thought that they did a pretty good job. Lloyd, did you see it?
I didn't, but
It's me.
For a game that's lost,
finally.
I'm fumbling.
for a game that's lost a
Still
lot of
crying
its
with the helmet.
its draw, people aren't up in arms to get Madden anymore.
Same game
I think
every
people are going to get it just for the cover because it is Saquon's reverse hurdle.
Oh, wow. They did
and
a
it's
cool
sick.
thing.
Yeah.
It's sick because a lot of times you like expect them to do the cool thing and they don't.
Yeah.
They have the opportunity to do something awesome and they don't do it. This one's sick. So if you want to pull it up so everybody can see it, this one is fire. Because the opportunity was there to put together a potentially awesome Madden cover, and they made it happen. That's awesome.
Just fucking rad.
Yeah.
That
They should do
is-
this more often.
I feel like this is the easiest thing ever.
Instead of doing the Tom Brady photo shoot.
Right. Tom Brady and Mahomes having a handshake.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about Saquon Barkley hurdled a
Hurdling
man
somebody
backwards?
If you know, you know, because it could be a frontward turtle, but no, this man spun around in the middle of a game.
It's
It was like,
unbelievable.
oh,
Just
timing
having
just
midair.
right.
Just goofing
Well,
around.
that's the best part about it is like, I guess you could just do that. Like you could just put somebody on there hurtling backwards, but nobody would know anything of it. It's the fact that he actually
It's
did
an
that.
iconic moment.
This man did it in a game.
It's something that it would never even occur to you
No.
that someone would do.
Right.
You know, that is,
It's the Odell catch. It's one of those
It
things
is.
like I've never
And that cover, I mean, that
the
cover was excellent.
great.
Like that's when something like that happens. You have to
I've
capitalize.
never seen those two things before.
Shout out to EA Sports making it happen. The Madden 26 cover. 2 claps. Ready. Those are
God,
our
the
2
Giants
claps
have
this
to
morning.
feel terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, sickening.
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 not a great franchise.
No, I mean, if
And
the
then
Eagles
they made
end
a
up
TV
with,
show when they were like,
That's-
we don't
If
need
the
him.
Eagles end up with Saquon Barkley, I'm going to be sick.
I'm gonna be sick. That was on the cover of Madden.
Oh,
an
it looks like
Eagles jersey.
Saquon's going to Philly for
Dude,
12.
fucking football ballet.
They're going to win the Super
Oh.
Bowl, and he's going to get the cover of Madden.
Don't worry, John. I just got a text. Philly's out. Signs with Philly.
Yeah.
Right.
That was fireable in its own right.
It really was.
I'm gonna be sick.
It really
John,
was.
poor
Yeah, they
John
all remember-
Mayer.
It's all right. They got Jackson Dart out of it.
Oh yeah.
Shout out
What's the snap count?
shout out to Jackson
Body
Dart.
count.
It's just clapping, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
get up and show your snap count.
What if you
Gruden goes, what the fuck was that?
Like Gruden wanted to like throw a brick at him.
Sometimes we'll fake clap.
Like Gruden was pissed off.
So that
He was almost like, "No, we're not putting this out."
Yeah. Hold on. Cut the cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, let me teach you a thing or two about ball.
Like Gruden really thought like I was like when I watched it, I was like, "That's not going to be good for his draft stock.
Sickening.
That can't be good for his draft stock."
And he goes to the Giants.
Then he goes to the Giants in the first round. They trade up to get him.
And have to listen to Adam Schefter talk about aura. I'm like, this is enough of this
Lord have
segment.
mercy. Yeah, let's cut this out. Yeah, those are the headlines and the 2 claps for this morning. We are brought to you by AJ's Sports Cards, new sponsor here. I've got the sticker on the back of the laptop, as you can see right here, next to another sponsor in Range Fit. AJ Sports Cards in Baton Rouge. There it is. You see the logo. Got the bracelet on as well. There's the logo. Looks beautiful.
Sports cards we will not eat during a
No,
live show.
that was a big selling point.
Yeah, I mean, we might still eat the sports cards.
Sports cards we might still eat.
If you don't know
During a
what
live
that
show.
reference is, it's from the challenge wheel. Also have the bracelet on this morning. Lloyd, do you have yours on or no? That's right there in front of you. I see it. I
And
see
as
it.
always,
AJ
no
Sports
one
Cards
can
in
indulge.
Baton Rouge as he eats the bracelet. Interesting. Located 3348 Drusilla Lane, open from 9:30 to 6 every day. The number is 225-831-4508. And on Facebook, they are AJ Sports Cards 225. Really great meeting with them yesterday. Really excited for some of the things that we're going to potentially partner up on and the cards that we may eat. I do have a little graphic sheet here as the AJ Sports Cards and Primetime Sports. We will be at this event. Are doing the Death Valley Sports Collectible Show Saturday, June 28th from 9 to 4. And they will have some guests that you may or may not have seen on the diamond last night. In Ashton Larson, Daniel Dickinson, Jared Bear Jones, Kate Anderson, Stephen Monster Milam, and William Schmidt. It is $5 admission. Kids 12 and under are free at the Crown Plaza Executive Center on Constitution Ave. Call AJ's for vendor info. This is the graphic. We will get this put out on social media so you guys know. Me, Lloyd, Christian, maybe even Jonathan will all be there. We'll stop by, say hello so you can come see us as well. We've got some cards on the table also.
Bring your appetite.
Bring your appetite as we may or may not be eating cards.
I do not think you guys know what baseball cards are.
Shout out to AJ Sports Cards for partnering up with us. Really excited. Really excited for what we're going to be able to do partnership-wise. And we did actually bring up the fact that we have eaten cards live on stream. And she was like, well, let me just make sure. Was it paper cards or chrome cards? I was like, they were paper. And she was like, okay, that's fine. She would have been concerned if we were eating the chrome cards. So check out AJ Sports Cards on Drusilla Lane, 3348 Drusilla Lane. They bring you Tingle & Co. every single morning.
I really want to go. I want to go buy some.
It was awesome.
Are you getting hungry?
No, I'm the only one that's not going to treat it like a buffet. Weirdos. I want to buy the cards.
I walked through the store yesterday. I had my meeting with them yesterday, and you walk in, they've got memorabilia. They've got signed. They already have a signed Harlem Berry LSU jersey.
That's a good
which
pick.
is outstanding. They've got the cards. They've got memorabilia, all of it. Go check them out. Go check them out and tell them you heard from Tingle & Co. As we're really excited to partner up with them. So looking at last night, LSU gets the job done. The Tigers stay alive as they win 10-6. They complete the comeback against Little Rock after the Trojans go up 5-1 in what was a hectic second inning. Great watch party last night. Like we said, shout out to Golf Suite. Shout out to Lloyd for heading straight over after mic'd up yesterday, getting to Golf Suites, getting us up and running, and right on time for what was a crumble in the second inning by LSU before they ultimately bounced back later on. It was a rough start to the stream last night as LSU had a pretty ugly second inning, and we were live for it all. We appreciate everybody that was a part of the watch party last night. But LSU baseball, they get it started with an Ethan Fry solo home run, which was a sign of what was to come in that baseball game, as Ethan Fry is a man on fire right now for LSU, as he goes 4 for 4 last night, like we said earlier.
Needed all of them.
Needed every single one. I mean, his 4 RBI, or 4 runs, like he was responsible for the first 4 LSU runs, solo home run, base clearing double in the third. He put LSU on his back offensively during that baseball game. So he gets it started. The other 3 at-bats in that inning were not the prettiest. And then in the second inning, LSU goes up. But it was clean defensively for LSU in the first. Like LSU, let me see what. First you had a ground out, you had a single, then you had a fly out and a strikeout. Like it was clean, a clean first inning for Cowan. But that was not a sign of what was to come, as what really got me going last night, what had me nervous more than anything, was the fact that you got an inning in the third out of Zach Cowan and you had to pull him early. Like, as much as there was a crumble in the second inning, it was not pretty. It did not look good. You saw a lot of things from LSU that you were not used to seeing, like an error by Daniel Dickinson at one point in that ugly inning. My concern resided in the fact that you went into that baseball game thinking you need at least 4 out of Cowan and Kaysen when I'm talking about innings. Like, you wanted both of them to extend into that game to really make you feel comfortable about what was going to happen. Because that was your calling card going into the game, was still got Cowan, still got Evans.
Well, and you make the decision to start Cowan based off of his previous, like, what you've seen in regional play, but what he's done at other stops. When he was at Wofford, he's a Friday night guy. He'd started regional games. He's won regional games. He's been able to do it through extending as being a starter. So
and the fact that he's only walked 10 batters all year.
Right.
That's another huge selling point.
That was because you had 11 walks yesterday.
It's like he's
or
going to
2
throw
days
strikes.
ago. Go throw strikes. You don't want to put Casey Evans in that spot where he does what inevitably Zach Cowan did.
Right.
Which is not what you expected, but you make it felt like the right decision, as I've seen on Twitter, that you go throw Cowan because he has starting ability.
I was for it.
Case and Evans go out there and start, but it's been always a grind, right? You saw it against Tennessee. It's not really been extended that much. Cowan's the smart call, right call.
I agree.
Go ahead and do it. It's not really anything that can be debated. Then Cowan goes 1 1/3, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 4 earned on 35 pitches and gets the yank.
Yep. It was not a pretty start. And I was, like you said, I was for the decision.
Yeah, it makes
like
sense.
you went with your experienced guy over the front. Like that's to me what it came down to more than anything, because you knew what you had in both of them. You were comfortable starting either of them. You went with the guy that's got the experience over the true freshman that was playing shortstop in high school last year, and like putting him in that position. Instead, you go Cowan. It obviously does not go the way LSU wanted, the way any of us wanted the start to go. And so what you needed after that was for Case and Evans to step up and do what he did, and that's exactly what he did. So in that second inning, that was ugly for LSU. It was tough because, I mean, this is the thing about Cowan, and I guess we can just have this discussion before we start to kind of pick apart the game and talk about what we saw last night. This is now, Texas A&M, 2 appearances for Cowan, both pretty bad. The next weekend against Arkansas, his appearance was solid. He did what you expected from Cowan. He kept you in that first game that went in extras, kept you alive, gave you the opportunity to win it, to walk it off. And then the next weekend against South Carolina, another ugly one in game 1 for Cowan. And then obviously had not pitched since the final regular season weekend until last night. And it's been a struggle bus as of late. Lloyd, what is your level of concern on Zach Cowan up to this point?
Yeah, but Conkle was saying it in the chat where I don't want to say I was a little surprised, but it became pretty evident what Cowan was doing, and everybody started to pick up on it's really a 2-pitch mix. He's got a fastball that sits, like you saw him touch 90, 94, but 95 maybe once or twice when the moment was big, but it's the invisible changeup that he was able to throw for a strike and throw it consistently and be able to throw it 3 times in a row, and it just disappears under the bat, and it's a strikeout. Now teams are playing for that. Like, instead of sitting fastball, you're sitting changeup. And Conkle, I have to agree with you, dude, because you're right. Like, he's now a 1 through the lineup guy. Like, if they're going to be able to sit and see, and they have film now, like you do that in baseball, and he's got a 2-pitch mix, and if he's not throwing strikes, or even if he is, they're now not surprised by the changeup. They're sitting on it, waiting to see. So it's not ideal, but kudos to Cowan to be able to hide it for this long.
Right.
And if you come back and you want to figure out a different way to pitch it, that's what Yesky's for. Is let's find some pitchability here that we can still use utilize what you've done. But I do think he's still a big time, big moment guy, whether to get 3 outs, but it's obviously not the role that you saw last night.
Yeah. And that my concern, the reason my concern level got higher,
the command,
was because he did something that was out of character. Like, the problem wasn't that they figured him out, that wasn't the issue really last night. It wasn't throwing strikes. I mean, he starts the second inning with a 4-pitch walk and then a first pitch hit by pitch. Then there's a mound visit. And then, obviously, the Cano single to left field to score 1.
Oh, God, I thought that was going to be the turning point of the game.
Yep.
Like, whenever you go back, Ed, you're like, Bear Jones, he has the ball that he lets go foul from Cano. We're like, oh, should you have picked that up? We're like, well, it went from first to second to third. You sacrificed the out. Like, for him, yeah.
Yeah.
At this point,
Get him
he's
out.
Killed you.
Get him out.
And then it does exactly what we were afraid of while you were watching. And if you're trying to say, hey, who's the one guy that can't beat you? Like, don't give him another opportunity to get a swing out. And he does, and he shoots a single to right field.
And after that, there's a sack bunt to advance him to second and third. So now the situation that you avoided by letting that ball go foul
happens
anyways. So then after that, another walk. It was a 5-pitch walk. It was strike and then 4 straight balls, followed by another single. This one scores 2, and that put Little Rock up 3-1 at that point in the game. And then out goes Cowan. So I mean that was where my concern level rose. My concern level was higher.
There you go.
Because his command,
way to punt.
He made it happen. Was because the command wasn't there. Like that's what had me like on edge. Because if it was just the same song and dance of like, okay, they've kind of figured out his changeup. They're sitting on it. They're finding a way to kind of take his pitchability away. That wasn't the problem. I mean, it was 5 pitches to start the inning that had 2 runners on with a 4-pitch walk and then a hit by pitch. And then it takes 4 pitches for Cano to single to left, a sac bunt, 5-pitch walk, like just tough sledding and a really tough start for Cowan. And there should be, in my opinion, a raised level of concern about where he fits in now. Like, how exactly do you use Cowan to this point? Because now you kind of got to figure out his role again.
That was my question, right?
Right.
Moving into the Super Regionals and into Omaha. Are we comfortable with him being the closer? And if not, who gets the ball in those situations?
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's the conversation. Because, like, Myers is obviously somebody that you can
And you saw the good and
circle.
bad of him.
You saw what happens when he gets maybe a little too extended into the game on Sunday night. Myers is definitely up in that conversation as the closer. Evans, to me, is now, I wouldn't say out of it, because I still think Jay is going to keep all the cards in his pocket. And if, like, there's an opportunity to go win a game, you're not going to, like, say they win on Friday and it's Saturday, like for the Supers, and it's Saturday, and it's a 4-3 ball game. You take Ianson out in the 8th or the 7th.
Or the 6th.
You go Case and, like, you don't. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes Case and Evans as opposed to saving him for Sunday to close out that game and try to win it.
You've clearly seen the strategy here, and it's not much of a strategy other than if I have to win, I have to win. I'm going to use Anthony Ianson if I have to win. You saw it last year with Gage Jump. I'm putting my best player in a scenario in which I need to win. Like, it's not a left versus right. It's not any of that matchup. It's like I'm putting my best player in. And Anthony Ianson's been your best pitcher for the last 3 months. And so here's a spot where we can't look ahead to a super regional if you don't play in it. And so, Anthony, give me all you got, cuz. Comes in and does it, and that's where it's what? And it was only, 30 pitches?
Yeah.
But because you got the absolute, stud performance from a freshman that it doesn't feel like he's a freshman ever. He came in as shortstop, maybe two-way guy, and instead it's like, no, I'm a pitcher. He just goes pitcher only, and you see him field his position the way that he was able to do so, and it's become, whether it was a bunt and he gets the one and he throws it to third, and to go out and have a Herculean 105-pitch effort whenever you didn't know that who else was going to come up. Like, Ianson wasn't ready to go yet. And so you had to extend, because I think a lot of people, even us watching, we were surprised to see him go back out there.
Came out 2 batters late, probably.
Right, but you didn't have a choice.
Right.
Like, Ianson wasn't ready yet. You wanted to see if he could give you one more, because at the end of, when did he come out? The 6th? 7th?
Ooh, Kaysen?
Yeah.
7th.
Yeah.
He finished, it was the 7th.
That's what. So at the end of the 6th, you're like, he's toast. I was like, he's done. Like, great work. But you could clearly see he was just trying to throw strikes.
Right.
He wasn't trying to throw you anything other than, get it over the middle. I'm not walking anybody.
Right.
And then he comes out again because LSU has this star turn on offense where you're like, oh, you got him a little bit of a rest. And he comes back out. He gives you a little bit more time for Ianson to get ready. You see Ianson come out the pen. And another good decision, I would say, because you have to win. There's no point in playing this long game and looking ahead if you don't get to be there. And you also have to give, are we all comfortable with saying Arkansas Little Rock pretty good?
Yeah. I mean,
they
went out there and they performed against you 2 times in a row.
I mean, it wasn't a fluke.
And it was 22
they win their
to 10
conference
against Rhode
tournament.
Island.
They get to a regional final, and they are absolutely in the money for 7 innings.
Beat DBU, beat us. That's
John Eads
it wasn't a fluke.
John Eads has a really good clip, if you want to run it real quick, of the legend of Kaysen Evans that was born last night, with some highlights from the game and obviously some sound, as it was a massive performance, and obviously the discussions around Cowan, but the job Kaysen Evans did coming into that baseball game was absolutely massive.
I mean, needed. You don't have
Oh
a prayer.
gosh.
You don't have a pulse.
No.
You don't have a shot if you don't get somebody to come in, and it's what we talked about it a little bit, like Thatcher Hurd 2023.
Right.
When after a rain delay, you're like, kind of hold
Need
your breath
something.
a little bit. You'd seen Thatcher in spot rolls. It's like, I get it, I see the potential, but then it was gotta have you, cuz. And he goes out and strikes out 12, and you're like, you saw Nate Ackenhausen in Omaha, where it's an absolute elimination game.
Yes.
He's never started, and it's like
Against Tennessee.
gives you 6 shutty.
Yeah,
like,
Will
this is what
Helmer's
you need.
last year at North Carolina.
Yeah, should be in this conversation,
Right.
but because you lose, it's going to get forgotten in the annals of history.
Yes.
But it was one of those all-time performances where there was the exact same thing Will Helmer's did
Yes.
a year ago, where it's like, except I don't even know if he thought he had that in him. Like Casey Evans, you know that he's a pitcher and he's going to be a stud and he'll be a starter at some point in his career. But right now, I don't know if you move him to Sunday, but where he is right now and doing that was all-time.
Well, I would say you have Friday, Cade Anderson written in Sharpie, or you have Cade Anderson, Anthony Einstein written in Sharpie for who your pitchers are.
They're going to go Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I do not know.
I don't know. And then for Game 3, it's written in pencil, Case and Evans, because they can be erased and put in another spot. So,
well, yeah, I think that's going to be the conversation probably moving forward. You saw Cowan, and if there's a concern level around him, I get it, I understand it, but I also think there's still a role for him where
he's got to find it.
Get right back.
They have to find it.
Get back right to what you were doing. Follow up Cade Anderson. Come in, get 6 outs, and move on.
Yep.
There's no, doesn't need to be extended, doesn't need to start. Just because the sample size, it is what it is. The same thing if you want to look at, Case and Evans, where it's I keep seeing it, it must be true.
Right.
And Cowan, you've seen the other end of it where I think he's getting figured out a little bit. But one time through the lineup, I still trust Cowan. He got you here, he's gotten you here.
Yeah.
Then you don't have another bullet. But you've also seen Cooper Williams show up. You've seen Jacob Myers at times. It's taken Chase Shores, all hands on deck.
Yep.
And I guess that would be the conversation if you wanted to have one and not at least take a moment to exhale and be okay, super regional.
Right.
And you'd still have, like I said, you have Anthony Einstein, Cade Anderson. Now you're in a super regional play where you only have to win 2. Just win 2. It's not play 5 games.
Nope.
It's not wait until Monday.
Just play 3 games, win 2 of them.
Win 2.
He's got to win 2.
It's a normal weekend.
And this is how your team is set up, is to win 2.
Yeah.
You give me Anthony Einstein, Cade Anderson, and I got to win 2 games. I feel very good about where LSU sits.
Amen. So let's listen to the discussion on the legend of Cason Evans.
Baton Rouge breathing a sigh of relief in the early morning hours of the first Tuesday of June. LSU gets off the mat, punches back, and knocks out Little Rock 10-6 to win the regional championship.
I told the players tonight is one of the best wins of my entire career because of what they had to do to earn it. We obviously have great talent and great players. We won tonight because of character.
It means a lot, especially when we compete like we did tonight. Some teams were probably thought they were out of the game, but we knew we weren't done. But I'm just looking forward to continuing to play in Alex Box.
There are some LSU fans that can recall memorable individual performances between the months of February and May. Cason Evans certainly had his fair share of those in his freshman season, but legends are born in June, and the Evans folklore coming to life on Monday night.
Hands down, one of the best performances I've had of this year and of my career. So I couldn't be more thankful for Coach Johnson and trusting me in this situation. When we were down a couple runs, he threw me in with runners on, and I was just going to go right at them and let them get themselves out.
When you get put in a situation like that where you're challenged, true competitors, I hate to say they rise to the occasion because he shows up to work every day. And he doesn't act like a freshman, doesn't go about his business like a freshman. If anything, we have to kind of pull the reins back at times because he wants to get going. If you noticed that one of those innings out there, I had to send the signs in slower to try to get him to slow down because he's like a horse that just wants to run. So
I think he's the best reliever in the country, and I think he showed that tonight. He's actually had rest the last 2 weeks. We haven't pitched him much, but I think it was for this to save him. I think Coach knew we were going to need him, and he came through when it mattered most. He's done that all year, and we trust in him. He's our guy, and he had our back today.
Coincidentally, LSU would have faced West Virginia in the Supers last season had it won the Chapel Hill Regional. But 1 year later, we'll get that matchup in the box with a trip to Omaha on the line. Covering LSU baseball, John Eads, WAFB 9 Sports.
Excellent stuff there from John Eads, LSU baseball. Yeah, I mean that was as impressive as it gets in a postseason victory last night. As ugly as it was in the second inning, you saw the heart of this team.
This is the moment.
This guy, this
bases
right
loaded. Give me one, and give me that, the box. And you saw Jay Johnson say, it's as loud as I've ever heard it. And they needed all of it. How could you not have a fucking moment? Have a time. Step it the fuck up. Like this poor guy.
Play it again.
Oh!
Like, first of all,
Nobody
filth.
does it like the fucking box, dude.
Well, and not just the box. I mean, Casey Evans and Alec Box. Like,
Freshman.
Injected into the veins.
Freshman.
That's the thing.
Electricity. Like, that is
Just a
as
boy.
good as it gets in sports in general. Like,
Play shortstop.
absolutely electric from Casey Evans and Alec Box Stadium. What a moment. What a night. Shout out to John Eads for the clip there because that was great work. But, yeah, I mean, as much as you can have your discussion around the concern of Cowan, and we'll probably get into that as we get closer to Super Regional play this weekend, as much as your concern level may be raised on Cowan, you got to be feeling really good about Casey Evans and the role he has, like the job he did last night, and just proving once again. I mean, he's that guy.
Yeah.
Like, and I do think there is credence to he might just feel more comfortable coming out of the pen.
Yeah, and you've seen them. They tried to use him in multiple ways, and everybody like I see it on Twitter. I just typed in his name, and it's all Friday night guy next year, Friday night guy next year. And look, you'll get there.
Yeah,
At
we'll have
some
that
point,
discussion when we
Schmidt
get to.
will be in that rotation too. But right now, unbelievable bulldog role, like absolute dog to come in and give you what? Let's see,
It was 6 innings,
5 2/3, 12 strikeouts, 8 in a row. No earned.
9 in a row.
9 in a row.
9 in a row.
Like had to have it.
Had to have it. I mean, just absolutely massive.
And you got the same thing from Cooper Williams the day before, where
Right.
it was like,
Right.
like, literally, you could make fun of it, say what you will, hold the rope is fucking real. And he went in there and held the rope and pulled you back in the game because it got you Ethan Fry. It got you Papi. All of the things that you needed everything last
did.
night because you had a team that didn't want to die. They were looking at Super Regional like we might be going to Omaha.
Right.
Like if we keep this run, we beat LSU and Alec Box and we take a regional. Where does it stop? I don't know.
I mean, the confidence that Little Rock
LSU
was
should have
playing
won that
with.
game yesterday.
Right.
Like the way everything was against you somehow, and LSU was like you see all of the SEC teams start to get eliminated in a regional, and you start looking at the
Right.
bracket, and you go, man, it's kind of set up for LSU.
Well, you're watching the second inning. Like we're sitting in golf suites. We've got the LSU game on this TV. Murray State and Ole Miss was up here in the corner. It's the 5th inning right now for LSU, and I mean not the 5th inning, the second inning right now, and you've
they're
seen
at the top of
5
the
runs, and Ole Miss is about to lose to Murray State, and you're like,
this is
this
happening
is
all
not
around
good.
me.
This is not good. Like, how can you even feel confident? And like, they panned through the dugout at one point with the TV camera, and it looked
Dejected.
absolutely dead.
Yeah.
And I would assume it was like the 3rd inning, right after that second inning, right before.
I mean, I quit
the,
for 2 minutes.
Yeah, you quit.
It was
Fully retired.
The bottom of the second and into the 3rd inning.
It was a funeral.
It was as bad and as dark as it can get.
It went
as
from
a
Jay
sports
Johnson,
fan.
who just had his head in his hands and looked like if you gave him rope, hide all the ceiling fans. And then you look through the rest of the dugout. There's not one guy.
No.
Like you needed something. You needed a spark, and you get it from Ethan Fry. 4 for 4. Could have hit for the cycle if he
Or
wanted
from
to.
you and Justin holding hands.
That's right.
Yes, I mean, in the top of the third,
Up for
in
debate.
in response to that ugly bottom of the second, where Arkansas Little Rock scores 5 runs, you have Braswell who goes up 3-0, ends up grounding out to start off the inning. Curiel draws a walk, and then Fry singles. So you've got 2-1. Milam flies out, but it gets it's a sacrifice. It gets Fry and Curiel to second and third. And then Dickinson walks. Now the bases are loaded. You can feel a little bit of juice, like just a little bit of energy.
Just give me something.
We started talking about
Jake,
bashing then.
right?
Yes.
And Jake Brown flies out as
did-
he fights
did
back
not
to a
bash.
3-2 count. He flies out to end the inning, leave the bases loaded,
And
and
then
that was just like
Another
crushing.
because you it's not hard to go back to the day before where like bases were loaded.
Right.
You had opportunities, 2nd inning, 3rd inning, 4th inning, 5th inning, and it becomes LSU leaves runners on base. You have to. And it's not a coach thing. It is an absolute like put yourself in that situation enough times. At some point, somebody's going to break through, and you got it last night.
Yeah, no, I mean it. But what you had right after that in the bottom of the 3rd inning was fly out, strike out, and then out at first. It was a clean, quick bottom of the 3rd. Evans got you out of it, gave you a little bit of life, and
I think he was at 14 pitches. I said, if you can get a 10-pitch inning, a 12-pitch inning, and just turn this thing right back around and get back to offense, and that's exactly what he gave you. I think it was 10 pitches, and it was just like it felt like the bases loaded thing went away.
Yeah,
you needed some momentum. That gave you momentum right back. Like, get to the dugout. Let's do this thing all over again.
And then Jared Jones starts it off with a leadoff single.
And the other way. Gets one the other way.
You feel great about it. And then Stanfield hits into a fielder's choice.
Move it over.
Hernandez flies out. So now it's 2 outs, and you're still feeling like you got standing on base, but you're still feeling kind of.
Here we go again.
Like this is still not feeling good about it. Larson, pinch hit, walked.
Love it.
4-pitch walk, which was excellent. So there's a mound visit. And then there's a wild pitch. You get Larson and Stanley to second and third, and you're like, okay, you can kind of feel it. 4-pitch walk, wild pitch.
The box is breathing. As Mikey says,
right?
This is how it happens.
Don't give them life. Little Rock made 2 mistakes right there, and they followed up with Curiel draws a walk. So it goes
bases
walk,
loaded again.
Wild pitch, walk. Bases are loaded.
2
Alex
outs.
Box can feel it. 2 outs. And who else in the country would you want stepping up to the plate right now? In that moment, 2 outs, bases loaded, need it more than you can breathe.
The Whiteberry Bonds.
Ethan Fry, there's literally nobody in the country that I would want stepping up to the plate in that moment more than Ethan Fry right now.
It was so bizarre to go from the complete lack of confidence,
yes,
to seeing him get in that box and being like,
"It's here
this
again."
guy fucking got it.
Yeah, like it. You felt absolutely dead 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
and now you've got the bases loaded, 2 outs. Ethan Fry doubles to right center, clears the bases. Curiel scores. Stanfield scores. Larson scores. Curiel scores. And all of a sudden, it's a 5-4 ball game, and the Tigers are alive. Like, that is the beauty of the sport of baseball. You go from feeling dead 10 minutes ago to now. We're watching the game. Everyone is on their feet. Like at Golf Suites, in Alec Box, everybody's like zoned in on this television.
There's nothing
and
like
it's like,
playoff
oh my
baseball.
gosh, Ethan, it lined up exactly how. That's why Skip talked about it as the perfect game. Look at the timing, the way it lined up. You get 3 on, walk, wild pitch, walk. Ethan Fry up to bat.
Shot out to right center. That's going to
that
drop.
is a laser.
As good as it gets. 113 miles per hour off the bat.
Curiel scores.
Rolls into second base.
Listen to the box.
Curiel having fun. Alec Box is alive.
And from in the room with us, from that moment on,
it changed.
It was kind of like
flip the switch.
We got this.
The lights were off. Ethan Fry turned them back on and put tape over the switch. Said you can't turn these off.
Yeah.
You just needed something.
Resuscitated a fan base, a baseball team, everybody.
Also doomed Justin to 5 more innings of hand.
Doomed Justin to continue to hold Lloyd's hand for the remainder of that game. That's as good as it gets.
Yeah. You really can't ask for anything more from that bat.
You can't. It lined up just as good as it could. And then you can't not feel confident after that happens and you've got Case and Evans going back on the mound. Like Case and Evans and Ethan Fry in that moment of the game, after that second inning, before you had the awakening of Papi in the 6th.
He hit 2
bombs.
Evans comes out, and that's when he starts his 9
strikeouts.
Right, and then you turn around right after that. You have a single to left center by Little Rock, and you have a ground out, and you have strikeout in the 4th, and into the 5th, you've got strikeout. Into the 6th, you've got strikeout. Into the 7th, strikeout.
And then Christian runs his.
And then Christian ran his mouth and ruined it. But 5th, 6th, and 7th inning, just
you couldn't the
as
momentum
good
that
as
he
it
created
gets.
for you from being as much as you want to do it offensively, doing that on the mound, and being able to do the quick change, put the pressure right back on Arkansas Little Rock, and it felt like you couldn't breathe. Flip this thing over. LSU, it felt like was always at the dish. And that's when you start creating more. Once you cut that thing, because when you look at the scoreboard and it's 5-1, and you just feel like, God, that feels almost insurmountable at some points. And then you have, boom, bases loaded, double with 2 outs, and it's 5-4. New ball game.
yeah. Like as
And then,
ugly,
and then Poppy, oh, well, I'll tie it.
as ugly as that second inning was, like as bad as it got. I mean, you're going walk to a hit by pitch to another walk to an error that that's the first error of the regional. This defense that has been basically spotless all year, all of a sudden the pressure's on an error on a flip from second to short.
And you have the Texas leaguer that looks like an absolute debacle between Stanfield and Dickinson. Like they both run into each other. Like, oh, it's a circus.
It looked like an absolute meltdown in the second inning. And then to flip the switch the way LSU did in that fourth inning and on, Casey Evans and Ethan Fry putting the team on their back. And then just holding the rope until Luis Hernandez decided to break out, hit a homer in the sixth. In the seventh, you've got another Fry double to lead it off. Advances to third on a wild pitch. Milam with a swinging bunt scores Fry. And then into the eighth inning, guess who? Poppy again. Another home run. Crushed the baseball. Gets you to the ninth, where you have a Jared Jones homer. You have a Hernandez RBI single. Like that is what good baseball teams do. Like they have the guys that can step up when you need them, answer the call. Ethan Fry, Casey Evans did that. They held the rope, and then Luis Hernandez came out swinging to close it out to give LSU the victory.
And it's guys stepping up and doing that aren't your 1, 2, 3 star type of guys. Fry's getting up there at this point.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, yeah.
He wasn't earlier in the season necessarily, and it's those second tier kind of guys. When they start to make those plays, that's when you have a team that can do.
You need all of it.
You need all of it.
This is what you need in postseason baseball. It's like it's always somebody steps up, somebody does something, and then you do it enough times where it's we've always like, is Luis Hernandez going to catch? He's an absolute warrior back there. Right. Takes one off the collarbone. You can see it, like he's wearing everything, and then he goes he gives you 2 homers at the dish. Like you can almost write him off like if he does something great, but then he gives you 2. And then it gets to the point where now your stars are stepping up. Curiel, Jared Jones gets hot. And now if you're going into a super regional with Jared Jones feeling a little bit better at the plate, I would say. Because this was an absolute
that baby
moonshot.
Yeah, I mean,
he was due and he delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he made it happen. Like, I mean, that
late term.
Watch it.
He did not want out.
Crush this baseball.
Lean back.
Hammer. Deep left center. Goal.
Next to no doubt.
Jared Bear Jones.
I mean, that one is. I mean, what was the score? This was a 1-run ball game, right?
7-6, top of the ninth. This is the breathing room.
Yes.
9-6 feels a whole lot different than a run game.
Yeah, a whole lot different.
Tiger.
As good as it gets. I mean, that is a whole lot of anger and emotion. And
you called it.
No, I mean, you could feel it. Like, LSU needed it. Jared Jones needed it. It was lining up at the perfect time, and they got it done. They made it happen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all can keep saying Little Rock, RPI, losing record, you needed everything. That was a team that definitely thought that they were going, like they believed
with house money, man. They had,
and you let them linger.
So much confidence. They came out so hot in the second. Like, that's a scary team. Like, it doesn't matter every other game that you throw.
Played, it's a 1 to win 1.
Yeah,
anything can happen. It doesn't matter. You could have played a little league team. It doesn't matter. Once you feel like you're playing that way and they're as confident as they were, it's 1 to win 1. Anything can happen. Throw everything out. Like, throw it all out.
You can get baseball so fast.
And they were playing baseball at a level where it's like, God, they won't go away. And then you finally have the bear bomb. And it says 9-6, see ya. And then Ianson, that's where you felt very confident. With a 3-run lead, go get me 3 more outs, and let's send this shit back home. Take a nap.
When Ianson went out there, though, there was like that little bit of a flashback. I think I kind of mentioned to you of Jump coming in.
Of course.
Where it was like, it's one of your best guys. God, is this going to happen? It's just the wrong moment. But then you forget that you remembered, or I did at least, that Ianson's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
that guy's just...
I mean, you're right.
He's just going to get out there.
Like, I mean, that's not something that's going to show up in the stat sheet, but you're not wrong.
No, but he's just unburdened.
Yeah. No, I mean, Jay talked about it.
That's why I put him in.
Yeah.
Like, who's my guy that I can go to that, like, feels like he never...
Flinch.
doesn't deliver.
Kason Evans and Anthony Einson are two guys that are just like, that's what I would call foxhole guys. Like, those are guys that I would trust.
Dogs.
To have my back. If I needed somebody to make sure I didn't die, I'm trusting them in battle.
Where's Kason?
Right.
Keep
their
Where's
cool.
Anthony?
Yeah, where's Kason and Anthony? I need those guys.
I'm freaking the fuck out.
Because, like,
Hey, I'm cool, dude. We're good.
those guys, I mean, they are as good as it gets. They put Little Rock away, got the job done.
Dude,
As good as it gets.
Sabrion, the fight back. Like, that's what it was.
Yes, like, I mean,
It could have been like
Jay Johnson called it a character win because that, like,
It is. It shows
LSU
who
was
are you?
dead in the third inning, like dead. You could see it, you could feel it, like all of the above, dead in that third inning. But this baseball team has the guys.
Never say die.
Like, that's why Lloyd said it last night, and he continued to say it repetitively after the game. Was like, that team doesn't deserve to lose, and they didn't. Like, you were completely right. Like, LSU did not deserve to lose that baseball game.
You've done too much throughout the year. You've been the number one team in the country. You've been in these situations throughout the year where you've won big-time games, and it just didn't feel like this. Like, last year it felt like a little bit of fool's gold whenever you were in the North Carolina Regional, and it comes down to Will Helmers, and you see, like, I didn't see this coming at all. Like, oh, you're in the fight. And then this year it felt like you're at home hosting a regional. You've done everything you need to do to get yourself to a super and host.
I think this team has 3 or 4 guys that just have that really elite mentality.
Yeah. No, I mean,
That
Kason Evans,
wasn't
Anthony
always there last
Einson,
year.
Ethan Fry.
All of
Go
them.
down the list.
Daniel Dickinson, like
Go down
Milam,
the
they're
list.
built for
Yes.
postseason baseball.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that video that you showed of, I don't remember which one it was, one of the videos you just showed, Conkle pointed it out in the chat. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see, where did he say? Because you could see, here it is, Matthew Conkle. Look at Larson right there by Coach with the biggest smile.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you how committed this team is to something bigger than themselves. I mean, couldn't have said it better than myself. Shout out to Matthew Conkle in the chat.
Because it's Larson, the guy that was one of those guys for you last year.
Right, Lloyd,
that expected to play.
Right, he was massive for LSU down the stretch in Hoover into Chapel Hill for LSU. You looked at the start of the season and it was like, you don't know who's going to be in your outfield, but it's hard to think that Pearson, Larson, and Brown aren't going to be in it. And obviously you have the surge of Derek Creel, Chris Stanfield, and then the platoon in right field. And Larson just kind of falls by the wayside. He steps up against Alabama. You saw him last night draw. I mean, think about the biggest inning of the game for LSU, the 4th inning. Obviously, you're going to sit back. You're going to think about Ethan Fry. After the Jones single in the fielder's choice, and then another out, it's 2 outs. Larson pinch hits, draws a 4-pitch walk. He is one of those 3 runs that were scored to cut it to a 1-run ball game. Couldn't have said it better than myself, Matthew.
There are a lot of guys that you're a start of the year before, you're one of the key parts to the end of the season. You come in, you lose your starting spot. Your mind's already in the transfer portal. You know what I mean? You don't give a shit about this team anymore. You're saying, okay, you move past me, I'm looking to move on, instead of being ready to go, you know?
Right.
It's an absolute testament to character.
Yeah.
Like, because you're right. Ashton Larson goes from, I'm playing in a regional having some of the biggest moments of anybody on this baseball team to, I don't have a job.
Yeah.
Like, it becomes Ethan Fry, it becomes Jake Brown, it becomes
And I mean, deservedly
Pearson.
so, you know.
But he comes in against Tennessee and gives you an absolute shot, the biggest line of cocaine you can do. Whenever you didn't expect, like, oh, Larson. And he comes in and gives you a pump. And you're like, oh, shit, he's ready. Comes in again, draws a 4-pitch walk whenever he wants to go in there and do exactly what he did against Tennessee.
Right.
That's a character moment to be like, I'll take a 4-pitch walk.
It's not saying,
it's just put something in the
woe
bucket.
is me,
Massive.
you know, like,
Yeah,
I lost
I'm
my
ready.
spot, fuck this. No, it's like, all right, let's play.
Let's do it.
Just call my number.
And he delivered. Ethan Fry delivered. Luis Hernandez delivered. Kason Evans delivered. Jared Jones delivered to close it out.
You needed all of
Anthony
it.
Einson delivered. Like, go down the list. That's why the 2 claps this morning, the list was so long, because you needed all of that last night to win. So don't forget, every single day we are brought to you by CAS Roofing and Advising, located in central Louisiana. Great crew of guys, great work. They are a young roofing company. Obviously, it is a packed market of roofing companies, but Pierce Patterson, the rest of the guys on that team. You've met Gage. He's been to watch parties. He is a part of the CAS
absolute
team.
foxhole guy.
Amen. And guess what? He's going to be your project manager. So if you CAS get your roof done, you got somebody to talk ball with while the guys
Promo
on your
code
roof knocking it
Chubby
out.
Bunny.
Make sure you call. Amen. Make sure you call CAS Pearson and CAS at 225-910-0619 for a free roof inspection. And if your roof is getting done, you got Gage in the truck to talk ball with. We will take a quick break now that we have reached hour number 2 and got it underway, and we will be right back with more of Tingle & Co. here on this Tuesday morning.
That ball's smoked. He stays high. They're going to send Cade Martin. The throw will be cut off, and we are all tied at 1.
Making 15 RBIs in this Baton Rouge Regional for Angel Cano. And I tell you what, the Trojan, his arm is a lot better than what I thought it was from the shortstop position.
That's going to get in for a base hit. Chaplin comes in to score. Cano rounds third. He will score. And again, Little Rock jumps out in front here in Baton Rouge. It's 3-1.
He'll push higher than that from time to time. He, too, has a really good changeup.
High chopper out to second. Nope. Misplay it at second base. A run will score. And they'll be at the corners again. And it's a 4-1 ball game. Shallow center field. Long run for Stanfield. Can anybody get it? It drops between 3 Tigers, and it's now 5-1. And Stanfield is still down. Shot out to right center. That's going to drop off the wall. Stanfield scores. Larson scores. Curiel scores. Listen to the box. Adrenaline. Well, that ball's hit high in the air out to left. As it stays fair, is it going to be out of here? It is! Home run! Luis Hernandez, and we are tied.
In the end. We'll see if he goes back to one knee with the go-ahead run just 90 feet away.
2-2 on Milam. Ground ball back up the middle, knocked down. The only play going to be over to first. Got him! Oh my goodness, what a play. On Thursday night. Driven deep to left. Has Hernandez done it again? Yes, he has.
Below 160.
Ground ball. Back up the middle. That's going to score a run. Oh, they've held him up at third for a moment. The throw goes to second. Hernandez is jumping up and down saying, give me the ball. Some hammer. Deep left center. Gone. Jared Bear Jones. Base hit. Stanfield coming around the corner, being waved home. Here's the throw. It's cut off. It's now 10-6 LSU. And there it is. The Tigers advance to the 17th Super Regional in program history.
All right, welcome back here. Hour number 2 officially underway here on this Tuesday morning of Tingle & Co., our inaugural week of the show. Appreciate all of you joining us this morning, reminiscing on the fun night that was had last night as LSU got the job done. It is still the offseason, though, in a sense, because the transfer portal is open, things are moving and shaking, and there was some transfer portal news that we did not touch on yesterday because of all that was going on with LSU baseball on the field. And then some more news that broke yesterday for us to touch on today, as LSU has had some transfer portal exits as well as a transfer portal addition. We'll start with the addition, Braden Simpson, High Point infielder, a huge, huge addition to next year's roster. Although LSU is still playing right now, obviously we need to touch on this because the transfer portal is happening. The offseason is happening right in front of your eyes. LSU gets a commitment from Braden Simpson, who is a stud. Batted .389, 22 homers, 77 ribbies, 24 doubles with a 1.250 OPS. He's a 6'1", 190 infielder, first team All Big South. I mean, those numbers speak for themselves, right? I mean, you hear 389, 22 homers, 77 RBI.
Brother, you can read all the numbers you want.
I don't care what.
I'll just let the video do it justice.
Oh, wow.
It's a no-doubter. It's out of here.
Buddy.
Another
Do
home
we have a
run.
number on that?
500 feet.
I mean, 600.
That's
Good
it, team.
Lord.
That's a no-doubter. It's out of here. Another
I mean, the
home
left fielder
run
didn't
for
move.
The Panthers.
Nobody moved.
I don't even know where it landed.
Simpson's first
Besides
of the
big
day
Braden Simpson.
is 19th of the season.
19th
RBI
pump of the
number
year and an
65,
absolute
and High Point
Go
beats
back
it.
to let
dog
me watch
walk.
that swing again. I got to watch it one more time. Sit back and...
That's it, team. That's a no-doubter.
Think you knew it?
It's out of here.
Buddy.
Another home run for the Panthers.
Gigantic power hitters, like 6'1", 190.
Yeah, no, I mean, because that is big-time stuff. We have 2 transfer portal exits for LSU as David Hogg and Ryan Costello, 2 infielders. Costello's a first baseman who's got a pretty nice swing. I think I remember hearing early in the season, Costello, they said, had the fastest swing?
Oh, God, I don't know.
Something like that. Some stat that it's crazy LSU even has. And Hogg and Costello both hit the portal and will be looking for a new home. So there's the transfer portal news for LSU as you have 2 exits and then the big-time addition in Braden Simpson, which if you didn't see that video, just rewind about 10 seconds and watch him swing that bat because...
When I saw him swing that bat.
Hyped up about that.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, but LSU versus West Virginia this weekend after the Tigers get the job done last night. It is officially super regional time in Alec Box Stadium. Pumped up, man. I mean, it's hard to.
It's supposed to be.
No,
over.
I agree. You couldn't have said it better last night when you said it. That it would have been
done in this way
detrimental to the rest of my life and well-being.
Too good.
If this LSU team did not
positive.
move past the regional.
I mean, everyone harped on how bad Sunday was.
And it was.
But the 2 days prior were such solid games, all-around games.
Oh, you played your best baseball of the year.
Yesterday, overcoming the hole they did. It's like, yeah, Sunday sucked, but like there are 3 other huge bright spots that take away from the regional.
No, I agree. I mean,
so I think that should be the focus more than anything.
From the second inning of Sunday's game to the third inning, through the third inning of yesterday's game was pretty ugly baseball. Everything outside of that for LSU was as good as it gets. Like when you think back to Game 1 versus Little Rock, Game 2 versus DBU, and then the way they performed from the 4th inning and on last night, that's a big-time baseball team, big-time baseball program. Shout out to the fans in Alec Box last night. Shout out to everybody that was tuned in watching us at Golf Suites. This weekend at Golf Suites, show up. We're going to be there once again. You get 10% off of your entire check, not just your golf,
not
or your
just
food,
your pizza or your chicken
drink,
fingers,
and not just while Tingle & Co. is live. Anytime you go to Golf Suites, mention Tingle & Co., you get 10% off your check.
He'll know what you're talking about.
It would be more fun.
We need to buy him. We need to buy him a mop.
Yes. it would be more fun if you
did it with us.
Used that code and showed up while we were there. And we will be there this weekend.
If you say it to us while we're doing the live stream, you get a kiss from somebody.
And Christian will kiss you on the stream.
Honestly,
or you can hold Justin's hand.
Hat,
maybe
but it's mostly your name in the hat.
Yeah. And we'll pull.
I rigged it.
It was unbelievable last night. But make sure you join us in golf.
You gotta try everything.
If you're not gonna be in Alec Box this weekend, I can guarantee you the second best place to be is Golf Suites with us. Lloyd is a huge advocate for being in Alec Box or in Tiger Stadium and enjoying the sporting event. But is it safe to say you thoroughly enjoyed yourself?
Nothing like the company of Tingle and Co.
Come on.
And that was what, like, the seminal moments that you're like, I wish, I'd love to be there, could have been there. But then you look up and you're like, who else would I rather be with? Like, you talk about foxhole guys.
Has more fun than Tingle and Co.
Hey, who's got
I challenge a podcast.
Nobody.
I challenge them all to come out there and have more fun than we have on a live stream. I'm looking at you, show's whose name I can't remember, and you other show with the guy who has the voice. Come on down and prove me wrong that you have more fun than Tingle and Co. on a live stream. Meet me in the streets.
Maybe on the stream.
That's outstanding. Yeah, no, I mean, show up to Golf Suites with us this weekend. LSU versus West Virginia. We will be live.
You have hands.
The mic will be open.
Yeah, sure.
If you want a mic, we'll hand you a mic and you can talk. I mean, we might have that
really weird stuff.
You might have that dump button on quick. Lloyd's gonna have mute ready to go.
Yeah. Well, we'll just tell you to leave.
But you can join us. Hit some golf balls. Get some food. Get some drink. 10% off your check if you mention Tingle and Co. And I'm pretty sure Jacob threw out there that you show up during the watch party, you can get a free hour of golf.
Oh.
So you can get a free hour swinging the clubs.
Also, they're just friendly.
And then just walk up into the
lovely
bar.
group of people there.
It is.
If it's June at the bar, she's excellent.
June.
As good
Happy
as
birthday
it
to
gets.
June. It's June's birthday
It is
today.
her birthday. June's birthday in June.
Oh.
She'll let you know.
She will know. Not July.
It's like, what's your name? She's like, June like the month. It's actually my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
The best.
And
great crew over there at Golf Suites. Join us this weekend.
Shout out Patsy.
Cannot say it enough.
My challenge stands.
Cannot say it enough. Join us at Golf Suites this
It
weekend.
really is a great time.
LSU versus West Virginia. We will break down the Super Regional Series as the week rolls on. We'll have plenty of guests to come in and give their expertise. But until then, we are going to enjoy the roller coaster that was last night. And if you missed the watch party, I do want to give a quick shout out to the Little Rock fan that was in the chat last night. As annoying as he was, it was nice to have a little bit of trolling and jabbing back and forth.
I didn't see him in the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, or the 9th.
He popped back in the 8th, I believe, when Little Rock scored their run to cut it to a 1-run game. He popped back. When the Jared Jones home run exited the building,
he left with it.
He was gone with that ball. So
just rode it on out.
Biggest, and then we hit the all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet across the street after. El Megues, underrated, went there one time.
If you pass El Megues, you've gone too far.
Yes.
What do you have to do then?
You have to do a 3-point turn.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle. It's more. Some would say frowned upon, but
all would say.
But
besides
others
you,
would say quicker.
I've seen the Italian job.
Saved him a good 90 seconds.
It did. It was a point of pride.
Sabrion Green, he was an Arkansas fan. Even worse, he was an Arkansas fan in the chat, rooting for Little Rock, whatever you want. But I agree with Glimmer. It was fun because he was jabbing back and forth with the LSU faithful we had in the chat. So let's have some fun this weekend at Golf Suites as LSU takes on West Virginia in the Super Regionals. Even though it's good to have some postseason baseball rolling on in Alec Box, if you're not going to be there, the next place to be is in Golf Suites with us.
It really is.
It really is. It really is. So
what a roller coaster.
We're not just saying that.
It was it was an absolute roller coaster. Just
if you were to come live, breathe, and die with every pitch, there's a spot for you at Golf Suites.
That's my biggest selling point on what you're gonna get with a watch party is you want to see how bought in we are and how true of fans we are of LSU, just watch one of those. From 7 to 9, we're a little more buttoned up.
We'll give you the numbers. Mm-hmm. We'll give you the stats.
We're trying to be not as emotional and biased. And watch party, that's out the window.
You see why we want to do this job.
You're getting the true.
There's no
desire and
I'm
love.
going to sit here. It's not a press box.
No, not at all.
It's a party box.
No, it's
is.
more like the
That's true.
10 seconds of the wrestling promo I just cut.
Yeah, we'll cut that and put it out on
No, we will.
Valve
That
Street.
was an excellent promo.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, we appreciate that big time.
And he's good. He wouldn't even watch the trailer you made for the watch party. He goes, "Oh, I'm in it. I can't see myself." So now you got a whole promo, dude.
Yeah, you just cut a promo.
My star can't help but shine.
Amen. But
Patsy, come home.
Yeah, shout out to everybody at Golf Suite. Shout out to Jonathan, Lloyd, me, Justin, Christian. The crew was rocking last night. Gage tried to show up.
No.
Was trying to join us at the watch party. Ended up in a Lowe's parking lot for 2 hours as his truck broke down on the way.
Oh, got to pay extra for that.
He texted me. He was like, I might still try and make it. I was like, buddy, no.
Go
get your truck fixed. Like, don't worry about the watch party. But great stuff last night. Great win for LSU. Really, and like we said, I mean, when you look at the weekend in totality, right? Game 1 against Little Rock was excellent. Game 2 against DBU was excellent. Game 3 was ugly. The start of this final game, Game 4, was ugly. But, I mean, like I said, when you go Game 1, Game 2, and then from the 4th inning on for LSU, that's as good as it gets. Like, it's hard to not be confident. And obviously you want to look at it in totality and you want to include the ugly because there is ugly. Are there concerns? There still are concerns.
There's not a perfect baseball team. It doesn't exist. You were as close as you could get to perfect in 2023, and you had to use everything.
Yeah, and you still got 10 run by Florida in that second game.
And then that's when people, I don't think this team can win it. It's like, buddy, all you have to do is put yourself in the spot. Game 3, just like you did for a regional, 1 to play 1. Just keep putting yourself out there and give yourself an opportunity to play more baseball.
Well, and you got through this part, which sets you up for super regionals, which is like Lloyd said earlier in the show. What's the point of a super regional? What's your goal?
2.
To win 2 games.
You should win 2.
Just 2.
And LSU has the best 1-2 punch in the country. Like, and I don't even think that's up for debate.
No.
With Cade Anderson and Anthony Ianson, how can you not be confident going into a weekend where you just have to win 2?
Yeah, whoever backs up Doyle and Arnold, they're not Ianson.
No. Yeah, I mean, you have two aces that are literally in the conversation for the best in the country.
How many pitches did Ianson throw last night?
Not many. Do you have the number?
I do. I'm just
35?
Lower.
Lower?
18?
20.
Yeah. I mean, like
35.
1 2/3, 20 pitches.
Quick work.
So you faced 3, 4,
It was
5.
1 2/3. God, it felt more exciting and longer than that.
I know.
I mean, if you want to start talking about this weekend, what's your
tantric?
What's your thought process on?
I love Sting.
Does the 20 pitches he went out and threw last night push back his timeline at all?
No, but it'll be even with that said, you could still do what you did this weekend when you had the ability to go Ianson or Anderson, but I'd imagine it would be Anderson.
Yeah, back to normal. Back to your normal schedule.
Yeah, but those 20 pitches, while they're high leverage pitches and all that you got, like empty the tank,
right.
It was only 20. So people that are going to panic about, why'd you burn them? You got to get there. If you don't put any gas in the car, you don't get to your destination.
Yeah, I mean,
Ianson gave you gas.
Ianson's going to pitch this weekend.
An electric car?
My question for you, Lloyd, is does it push back from Saturday to Sunday because he pitched on a Monday?
And you're waiting for it'll come out at 9 o'clock this morning.
The schedule.
If it's
Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
or
you feel really good about him in game 2, right?
There's I don't know how they pick it, but I'd imagine if you played a Monday game and you're hosting a regional, like you hosted a regional, now you're hosting a super, it feels like that would be the one they push back because you played until Monday. It just makes sense.
Right.
It's not like a competitive advantage.
Just from a health
scheduling standpoint.
Health standpoint for the players.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to see anybody get hurt. And then also you have the weather. But we'll get there when we get there.
Yep. CJ Mistretta, good morning, guys. 2 claps for the student section for cheering Hit the Portal to the
center fielder?
The center fielder for Little Rock. I'll tell you what, the center fielder and the first baseman for Little Rock, you can go ahead and book them an extra stay in Baton Rouge. Keep their hotel room one more night, maybe.
Just see if they like it.
See what they thought of the fan base, you know?
Because
they were balling.
That's your pitch, is you go.
Do you see that?
Do you see that atmosphere? Imagine if you're wearing the other colors. That could be for you.
Right, and I'm not saying that they are on LSU's list of go get them. I'm just
saying
what you saw this weekend.
All-time performances.
Like this Cano guy.
He's batting 210.
was batting .210 coming into the weekend.
Fucking the great Bambino.
And it's basically scored every run for Little Rock against LSU.
Don't pitch to him. Don't pick up a swinging
he had,
bunt.
20 RBI on the
real
weekend?
presence when he stepped into the
Yeah, it looked
box,
easy.
Like
how many times has
he
LSU
had a
played a
pretty big swing.
team of Little Rock's level, and there's been a discussion around don't pitch to one of their guys?
Never. None. Zero. Not him. He's hitting 210.
Like, that wasn't the mindset going in, but after Sunday, there was a discussion about, okay, do you just not pitch to this guy? And then the first time you pitched to him last night, RBI single. Like, gets him on the board, ties the game up.
2 for 4 last night with an RBI. Like, you could just Angel Cano.
Yeah, I mean.
Shout out.
Stud.
Glad to see you go, and would be happy to see you stay.
What's that center fielder's name? Because, look, we were ripping the center fielder
Zach
a little
Henry.
bit because there were a handful of times it was like, buddy, did you really need to jump? But I tell you what, every time there was a play to be made in center field, except for one, and I don't think there was a play to be made there.
No, but
he tried.
That was the more, like, the one catch he didn't make was the most impressive thing.
Right.
That you saw, like, good Lord.
Every time there was a play to be made, he went out and made it.
But he had a little Tom Cruise try hard in him.
Oh,
of course, yeah. No, I mean,
do my own stunts.
He was there for the dramatics, of course, but he made the plays, and that he was part of the reason why it felt like LSU couldn't find a second wind early in that game.
He was stealing your momentum.
Was because every time you got a hard hit ball to center, it was like, here comes this guy,
like
finding a way.
Even the Fry double that through the bases, you had to watch with bated breath. Cause
Right.
you're like, is he going to track it down?
Every
It's
time you
something
hit one in the
like,
outfield.
You're just like, is this going to be in the air for too long? And it's like, oh, he's turning around.
Yeah.
That was a BB.
Dude, Fry is crushing the baseball right now.
And you talked about, and this is a quote from Jay on Monday. This is after they lost their first game of the regional, and this is talking about playing yesterday. He's like, this is why there's nobody else you'd rather in the dugout. Tomorrow will be a special day in life. After this, unless you play in the Major League Baseball World Series, you never ever play for a team like this again. It's an individual sport in pro baseball, and you never quite get the feeling of Game 7s unless you actually get to do it in the big leagues. That's a very small amount of guys that actually get to do that. Less than 24 hours ago, we probably played the cleanest and best brand of baseball that you could possibly play at this level. That was 24 hours ago. I'm excited to see what we do. Like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, that's part of the reason why I'm glad LSU turned around and got the job done is because the last thing I want is for a blemish like that on Jay Johnson's record because I know what LSU has, and I'm with you, Lloyd. Like, as much as I'm not as positive all the time as you are, there's nobody else in the world I would want in that dugout than Jay Johnson for LSU. And I'm so glad that he does not have that blemish because it would have been a massive one. Like, as much as I don't think Jay Johnson would have been the one to blame because I don't think it's been mismanaged at all.
He's your coach.
He's your head coach, and it would have been a massive blemish. I'm glad that he doesn't have that because he's the best in the country. Like, he is, and it continues to prove. And you saw the tinkering. I know he doesn't like to call it that.
Management.
The management of this baseball team where the lineup was completely different. Like, look at the lineup from game
to perfection
on Sunday to the game on Monday. It was you go from Fry in the 4-hole to now Fry's batting second. You drop Jared Jones to 6th. You bump Stanfield up to 7th. You have Poppy still in there 8th. You have Milam jump up to 3rd, who's swinging a great bat right now. Like, the management that he did with that lineup last night, my question I posed to you, Lloyd, as Sabron posed to us in the chat, do you leave it like that?
He can do whatever he wants.
I
mean, if you want to change it, how could you not how could you not go with whatever decision he makes? And we talked about it before, like while the game was going on, we talked about the lineup a little bit. I was like, this is the same guy I was doing the show with Mikey.
Right.
And he was like, do you change the lineup? It was a question posed to him. And he's like, you kind of keep it where you are. You know who you are at this point, right? Like, there's nothing really you can do. And I was like, well, you're talking about the same guy that put Cade Beloso leadoff in a winner-take-all College World Series game. Cade Beloso's never hit leadoff in his life. And it goes out, and that was the deciding factor. It got Costello off of what he was doing, or Caglione, excuse me, like what he was doing. Immediately, you put Beloso at the one spot, immediately walks. It's like, oh, now you took the momentum away. Because if it's Caglione, strikeout,
different
game.
Yeah.
Instead, you put your guy up there that has one of the best potential is to put up a good at bat. That's all you were looking for is compete. Beloso walks. And then you see this, like, you couldn't have put Fry in a better spot.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
If you'd have watched this game and be like, I wanted him to hit here, you couldn't have done this better than what he did without even being able to see it. Fry 4 for 4. You get Luis to hit 2, and he hasn't really shown you anything offensively yet. And then you've seen him come up in spots. He's either been massive or it's been kind of like, all right, keep doing your deal behind the plate. Bear Jones was non-existent. You move him down, tank. Like, everything that he did, managerial-wise,
I think
was the perfect spot.
Put a little fire under his ass.
And it was probably great to have, like, a little bit of a change.
Yes.
Like, I'm tired of coming up second.
Now you get to see 5 guys go in front of you.
You get to relax.
You get to breathe a little bit. You're not going up at the start of the game. Like, he didn't bat in the first inning. Like, he gave himself a second to kind of get adjusted. The thing I loved the most is the reason it was Curiel to Jones lead off to second is because you wanted your scariest hitter, essentially your most dangerous hitter, after your most dangerous at bat.
You wanted it to be the potential of it could be 2-0 right now,
and that's why you go
Fry
in the 2-hole, so that decision was to perfection, and obviously it worked out as he goes 4 for 4. Curiel didn't have the best night, but he draws 2 walks. Like, he does, he gets on base.
He finds
does
a way.
What he does.
0 for 4, 2 walks.
Like, so I'll take it. And then the only one that really threw me off the most was Stanfield getting moved from 9-hole. And like if the like you said, I agree with do whatever Jay wants. I would probably shift Stanfield back to the bottom of the order.
And the other conversation that you'll start to see, because you saw obviously Braswell start the game, had a not very competitive at bat.
Right.
And then immediately gets yanked. You saw Tanner Reeves touch one that could have, it felt like, was going to leave the yard.
Yeah, no.
But that was a more competitive swing than
swing.
you saw from Braswell. And he played a pretty good third base. Like, he made the plays that were hit to him. That's the trade-off. You're going offense for defense. And I do think at the start of a super regional, it'll be Braswell again. But don't be surprised if you start seeing more Tanner Reeves.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it'll be what you've seen Jay kind of do, like, throughout the lineup, where it's get this bat in. Because if we need offense, I'm going to go to Tanner Reeves, because Braswell, he's done what has been asked of him. Put a bunt down, draw a walk, try to get, but it's been relinquished to like almost Derek Helenihi. It's like, just play a great third base.
Right.
And now,
he does.
But that at bat was not competitive in the 9-hole.
I mean, you go up 3-0, the next pitch, obviously he doesn't have the 3-0 green light. So
fake bunt.
It's the fake bunt, 3-1. The one
it was
pitch
the
of that at bat.
That's
the one where it was like
he's trying to draw a walk. Like, he's not even.
It looked like it was a take all the way.
And
it was not a called take.
I was about to say it looked like it could have been. If it's a take till you get 2, that's different. But it obviously felt like it wasn't after you saw him get yanked. And Braswell has been a guy for you the last 2 years. And I'm not saying that like that's a reason that he can't play anymore.
Right.
I'm saying, but I think he noticed that it's like he's struggling at the dish, and we need offense. You're down 5-1.
Well,
put a bat in.
Yeah. No, make it happen. I like the biggest thing is as Jared Jones has kind of been, rolling with the punches, finding his way. Obviously, he has the crushed ball 2-run home run in the top of the 9th. The 2 guys that you needed to step up if Jones is kind of faltering a little bit were who? It's Fry and Hernandez. Those are your 2 scary bats in the lineup if Jared Jones is not who he is. And you got it.
When you really go down, they only had 10 hits.
Half
of those are from Fry. Because you had Dickinson over.
You had 11
Milam
hits
over,
to their 8.
Stanfield over.
Yep.
Like, those are 3 guys. Curiel, if you're talking hits, over. Like, those are 1, 2, 3, 4 of your guys in the lineup didn't get a hit.
Yep, and you only
and
had
you still won.
1, 2, 3, 4 guys get a hit. And 7 of your 11 hits are from Fry and Hernandez.
But it's a testament to the mentality of the team. You're not getting a hit. Curiel 2 walks.
Yep.
Milam drew a walk. Dickinson drew a walk. Larson drew a walk. Like,
Brown with 2 hits and a walk.
Yeah, that won't get talked about. It's unfortunate because he was 2 for 4.
Yep.
Like, and a walk. Got on base 3 times.
Yeah, and I mean, and he, like, the other thing is, like, when you look at Fry and Hernandez, obviously they're the stars of the night offensively. They are 7 of your 11 hits. They're also 7 of your 10 RBIs. Like, that's big time stuff. That's big time stuff.
And you put him in, and who put him in those spots? Who orchestrated that?
There you go. Trust in Jay Johnson.
So I'm tired of hearing about it.
Can't say it. Yeah, let's go ahead and cut that out. Cut that out.
In addition to the tactical stuff,
the mentality.
It comes back to what we were talking about Larson and the 4 guys that have these mindsets that are so impressive. That's culture that a manager builds, or that's recognizing that in players that he's bringing in. That all
plays a factor in your job.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could and I'm sure Tennessee would say, like, that's our culture is like something that we built, right? And it's a different type of culture
definitely.
that I prefer not to play, but it works for them. And they've embraced the black hat, but that comes from Vitello. That's how he wants them to play.
Right.
And it's from the
And
top
the team
down.
takes on
the mentality of your head coach. Yeah. And LSU has the mentality of their head coach.
And it is a dog mentality. Like, as much as the head coach, you are managing the lineup, you're managing the arms, you're managing all these things. You're managing the clubhouse. You're managing the dugout.
It's the morale of the players.
And the biggest thing that you can look at if you're trying to find a way to defend Jay Johnson is that clip of Ashton Larson smiling from ear to ear and answering the call when he's called. Ashton Larson could have so quickly.
I'm in
the portal in what? When does baseball start? February? In the portal in February, he could have been. Like, you can't really enter, but like mentally, he could have been in the transfer portal.
Hamstring.
Yep. Like, I'm out. He got hurt, and look at him.
He still played.
4-pitch walk, smiling ear to ear.
And it goes down like Pearson, a guy that helped you win a College World Series, gets his a spot guy, and he loves it. Like Goon Squad,
bought in.
Like, this is what we do. I love the role that I'm in, and people, you got to play him.
The bashing of the decisions around Jake Brown and this, that, and the other. Goon Squad. Bought in.
Y'all aren't in the dugout. We're good. We're fine. Because you know what?
In Jay we trust.
It's because, and that was before the year started. From what you saw in 24, where it felt a little bit disjointed, and you didn't really feel like you had this, like what this team is. It feels a lot like what it was in 23 of everybody's bought in. They came in before the year started, and it was team versus me, and it's like it's a team.
Yep.
And that's what you have to have, and it's hard to establish that culture whenever you're doing transfer portal, bringing guys in. Like, it's hard to mold chemistry that quickly, and you've seen it all kind of come together.
60% of the roster,
right? And turning over.
Pitching rotation.
Well, Ethan Fry didn't have to be here.
No, could have been gone.
I want to play every day.
And now the only reason he's going to be gone
is
he's going to the pros.
We got them good at baseball.
Like, I mean, it's just like the other thing is, like, look at 2023. They hit a home run. They cross home plate. What do they do? What do they do every time?
The Tommy.
They hit the Tommy. This year, they hit a home run. They cross home plate. What do they do? Last year, what was it?
Nothing.
I don't remember anything. I mean, maybe they had one.
No.
But I don't remember. It doesn't stick in my head the way this and this stick in your head, because it's that is a family.
That doesn't happen if you're not close. You
Right.
don't just come up with something. Like they
did. No, I mean, you don't just be like, oh, we should maybe do this.
Right. A
choreographer it's organic.
There's nobody's assigned that job.
Thing, guys.
Yeah.
No, it happens authentically, organically.
Because we've asked, like, where did it come from? We're like, I don't know. I think Jake, and Jay was like, I think he's making fun of me. I don't know what I did, but it's probably something about me.
I love it.
But they're talking about me all the time. Doesn't matter. And so, like, he's bought in on it too.
Yeah. No, I mean,
do whatever y'all want.
Do whatever you want.
Love it.
Make it happen. Jason Miller, come on, boys. Talk about this weekend. Let's hear the analysis. We will get to that. We still have to have.
Let me be postcoital.
3 more shows. 3 more shows.
I'm still smoking my cigarette in bed.
We will definitely get to the breakdown of this weekend as the week rolls on. But we are going to enjoy what we witnessed last night as the Tigers brought it all the way back, down 5-1 early in that game, came back, and they win 10-6 over Little Rock. It's crazy. I feel like in the past, we've always, like when we would have shows, there would always be an hour of football regardless of the time period. But the way this baseball team really, like, puts on a roller coaster every time, like, you could talk about last night's game for 2 more hours because of just how it was. Like, this baseball team is special, man, and I agree with what Lloyd said last night. It wasn't their time to lose yet. And they're going to keep on rolling forward as they take on West Virginia this weekend in the Super Regionals. Super Regionals in Alec Box. Big-time stuff. Got to be excited about it after what you saw as LSU closed it out last night to win the Baton Rouge Regional. And once again, flexing the muscle of there's literally nothing like baseball in Baton Rouge, postseason baseball in Alec Box Stadium. That is as good as it gets. Jason Miller, your pitching last night really saved that game. 9 Ks through 3 innings. It cannot be forgotten about. Kason Evans, and I'm trying to remember which innings it was. In the 4th inning, closes it out with strikeout swinging. Inning number 5, strikeout swinging. Inning 6, strikeout looking, strikeout swinging, strikeout. I mean, they could not touch this guy.
They weren't even coming close.
And then
they were missing by what looked like a mile.
Couldn't touch him.
On these,
he was on another planet.
It wasn't just barely underneath but they were not.
And then
they were near the baseball.
He comes when he's absolutely gassed. Gives you bases loaded, strikeout, have to have it. Comes back out, and you can see, like, just get, like, I'll keep going out there.
Right.
Like, just hold until Ionson's ready. Ionson gets hot, you put him in the game, but that was still, Herculean effort it was.
The play before you put Ionson in, you have single. So you have back-to-back singles from Little Rock. They finally have some juice. And I feel like it was a bunt. Kaysen goes up, fields it.
Throws the third.
Out at third, lead runner out.
Take the momentum away.
Enter Ionson. Like, that play, it's not going to get talked about like the 9 straight strikeouts, and rightfully so. That play was massive.
When it happened, I was like, that's the same as a strikeout. You took
it was massive.
And nothing happened.
It was huge.
Because you didn't get to advance the runners. You didn't do your job at that point, and it was something that they immediately, first pitch, tries to lay down a bunt right to him, and that's, I don't know if they didn't know.
It was a one-pitch strikeout.
The number 6 shortstop in Texas. Like, I think I can make a play here.
And he did.
And turns and looks to third, and it's a heads-up baseball. It's knowing where you are and knowing.
True freshman.
Knowing the situation to be like, I have to. Because there's a million ways that when you watch, like, college baseball, high school baseball, doesn't really happen on the pro level, but that's a moment where he turns and throws to third. He sends it to left field, and it's a totally different. Well, just throw it to first.
It's the flip side of what the LSU offense tries to do, where you're applying pressure, make the defense make the play,
and they did.
And Kason Evans made the play. Ross Cortez, big respect to Coach Curry, hell of a coach. Yeah, I mean,
and you also got this guy in your back pocket.
Yeah, no, I mean, the greatest of all time. But yeah, no, I mean, it can't be understated the job that Coach Curry and Little Rock did. The show they put on this weekend, like, they won over a lot of LSU fans, I think. And it's like, it's funny because very rarely do you have like those close of games back and forth, the roller coaster that it was Sunday and Monday, and the opposing team be talking about so positively, right? By LSU fans. Like, Curry and the Trojans won LSU fans over, and rightfully so. Like, that's why they got 2 claps. I mean, Cano, Henry, Curry, the rest of that program, class act. They put up a hell of a performance this weekend. Like, all the way around. Obviously, if they were in any other regional, maybe I would have been rooting for them to make it to a super. Just not this one.
The Little Rock that could. Instead, and then took all of it, and here's Jay talking about it.
Tonight is one of the best wins of my entire career because of what they had to do to earn it. We obviously have great talent and great players like these 3 guys, but you're looking at 3 of the best human beings on the planet. We won tonight because of character. And when I think about character, I think about Luis, I think about Ethan, and I think about Kaysen. And I've said this before, maybe in reference to them, but this is what an LSU baseball player is supposed to be and needs to be in all phases. Tonight.
I mean, mic drop. He's 100% right. You saw the clutch gene from Ethan Fry to step up and answer the call. The clutch gene and the mentality of Kaysen Evans and the intensity that he plays with. And the dog from Luis Hernandez where, I mean, that's 4 straight games that he caught.
Warrior.
And not only did he catch 4 straight games, he goes 3 for 4 on Sunday night, 3 for 5 last night with 2 home runs. Dog.
Absolutely battered back there, but keeps competing.
And finding a way to get the job done. Sabron, who knows? Hopefully this regional will fuel this team to go win a title. They've got the dudes, man. They've got the mindset.
Anybody in the country, right?
Yeah, that's always that's why this team is so, or LSU baseball in general is so there's so much consternation around it because you're supposed to be one of the best teams in the country. You're supposed to
year in, year out.
But it's not. It's never easy. It never has been. It's hard to win a national championship. It's hard to win a regional at home.
I mean, look at all the guys, the teams, the really good teams that got knocked out of their hosting regionals this weekend. It's a difficult thing to do.
I mean, you saw
it's the hardest championship to win in sports.
You saw Ole Miss keep this LSU lineup dead for an entire game in Hoover, and Murray State scored 12 runs on them to close it out yesterday. It is a tough sport to win in, like Lloyd said, and LSU keeps finding ways to get it done. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us here this morning on Tingle & Co., the inaugural week as the show is getting underway. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. CVO Jr. says in the chat, hit that like button. Tingle that like button. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Make sure you share the show. Join us in Golf Suites this weekend, LSU versus West Virginia. We will be there live once again. You get 10% off your check. You mentioned Tingle & Co., and if you show up for the watch party, you get a free hour of crushing golf balls outside. So you can go do that, pull up to the bar, enjoy baseball, have a drink, get 10% off your check, and hang out with the fellas. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on social media, and watch Papi.
Driven deep to left.
All-time pimp job.
Done it again. Yes,
you can't buy the Puerto Rican baseball and you're born in it. And the Latin flair is like a World Baseball Classic.
Yes.
And because you don't hear him talk.
No.
And you see that, you're like, oh, he's a dog. I was born to do this. Papi!
That's as good as it gets, man.
Reach
down and touch it.
Go, reach down and find something.
Come on.
It's just so important to bash.
Just bash.
Just get a bash.
They bashed.
Amen. Glimmer for that. Couldn't say it any better myself. Remind yourself to stop and enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when it ends, but these runs are special. Yeah. No, I mean, that's why we spent this show talking about last night, because you've got to enjoy it. Because at some point, we're going to be, me and Lloyd's going to be overly positive, and I'm going to be complaining again, probably at some point this weekend. But last night was fun. Got to enjoy it.
Enjoy the ride, because it's not supposed to. It doesn't happen every year. It's not supposed to. But when you're on the, when you're here,
think about where Vandy and Ole Miss were a week ago. Texas a week ago. They're at home now. Florida gearing up. We're about to make that run.
Yeah.
Georgia hosting a regional, and they're a top 8 seed. We're about to.
If the road goes through Athens, they feel like they're going to Omaha.
They're shifted to football now. They're focused on Gunnar Stockton.
Season's over. This one's still going on.
Still rocking here in Baton
Ride
Rouge.
with it.
So, Glimmer Fredette, University of Arkansas Little Rock, played and acted like a classy crew. Obviously comes from the top with their coaches. Amen. Couldn't say it any better myself. Hat tip once again to the University of Arkansas Little Rock Trojans, Chris Curry and his team. We will let's do a little athletic connection. Let's connect athletically here on this Tuesday morning.
I wonder if LSU's in it.
That would be awesome. I don't think they will be, but it will be pretty cool.
I mean, I don't. What? else would you have been watching? If you're a casual any sports fan, like
If you
this
are a
game is
sports fan,
unfucking believable.
yes. If you are a sports fan, you should have been locked in to LSU versus Arkansas Little Rock last night.
I do wonder what it's like to not, I guess, just not like actually root for LSU or have ties to LSU or anything like that, and just turn on and be like, these motherfuckers.
They're always. It's always something.
It's every sport.
It's football.
How do you?
It's
like,
women's
how do
basketball.
y'all
It's
not-
gymnastics. It's baseball. It's softball. Like
literally the cardiac cats. Like
how do they?
Like, how do you
continue-
live through this?
It really is. I saw what. Let me. I got to pull up this tweet.
Alcohol.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the reason why it is the way it is. Caden Yaps on Twitter, great Twitter account if you're not following. Let me see if I can find the tweet he put out because he said something. I'm gonna scroll through a lot because he was. Oh, here it is. People say that the lifespan is worse in Louisiana because of the poor diet and limited access to healthcare, when in reality it's 100% due to watching LSU sports. I mean,
it's not
couldn't
wrong.
have said it better myself.
It shaves, but I'll donate those years.
No, yeah, I don't need those years. All
No,
my
if
life.
you give
I
me
don't
that,
need
like give me last night 10 out of 10
bad
times
ones.
to where
Yes.
you just look around and
I
go,
will trade
Holy.
3 years off the back end of my life
to
live last night.
like that.
Amen.
Unbelievable.
Amen.
God, that's why you do it.
I mean, it really is.
Let's connect athletically.
All right. So we've got.
Paige Beckers.
Yep, I see Beckers.
Citron and
Trade, swap, deal,
Deal.
transfer.
Yep. That works for me. Crafty, clever, savvy,
smart.
Or, yeah. I don't know what canny means. Nope. So do canny instead of smart. Because smart is definitely like a last name.
Mm-hmm. Shrewd.
And then we've got
Beckers, Rivers, Smart. No. What is Arafin?
Beckers, Arioffin, and Citron are all WNBA rookies.
Okay. So we have one more.
Rashford?
Rashford, I'm pretty sure it's Marcus Rashford.
Oh, so Marcus Rashford, Marcus Smart, Marcus Stroman, Marcus Allen.
Nice.
Once you said Marcus, I got locked in.
Marcus
There you go.
Matthews. There you go, and you got the WNBA rookies. That was a clinic.
That was a good one. That was beautiful. We appreciate you guys this morning on this beautiful Tuesday.
God, it feels good to be a Tuesday.
Feels good.
Feels good.
Feels
I
good.
feel like
to be a
I've been
Tuesday.
alive,
Good to be
like I've been
fucking
awake
winner.
for the last
It has been a long
200 hours.
It's been a long past 2 days.
Well, I did Friday box, Saturday
that's true.
box,
And then you did
Sunday watch
Sunday
party, Monday
Monday
watch party, Monday Mikey, new
Monday,
show, new studio.
Monday Tingle and Co. Tuesday Tingle and Co. You get a nice break today.
I'm going to sleep with my pants around my ankles.
There you go. We appreciate you guys joining us
Smoke a
once
cigar
again.
inside.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
I'll watch this game again.
Of course.
Isn't that the best?
That's the
like,
best part.
Because
you get to watch and enjoy without
you get
the stress of what's to come.
You just get
know
the
what I mean?
tingle.
You just get the tingle.
Because if LSU had lost, I'm never watching that game again.
Of course. Yeah.
That's how seasons get forgotten by me. Like there's a stretch from 2014 to 2018. It's like I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I watched, but I never got to watch it again.
Brian Burgess.
2019, I've seen more times than I care to say.
Of course.
2023, more times than I care to say.
Same exact story. Brian Burgess, you guys have an awesome and blessed rest of your terrific Tuesday.
Terrific
I pray
Tuesday.
that God showers you with all his love, blessings, and protection. Thank you very much, Brian. Thank you, the rest of you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on social media.
Get the tingles.
The link tree's got it all. Don't forget about AJ Sports Cards, 3348 Drusilla Lane, and CAS Roofing and Advising, two of our inaugural sponsors here of Tingle & Co. We will see you once again tomorrow morning, 7 to 9. See you guys then. Love you.
If you ever get nervous, just find a hand to hold.
Justin Babbins is always open.
It's always available.
No matter what Daddy says.
That's son.
I just turned the TV over. I don't know what I'm looking at.
What the heck?
I just flipped on the YouTube channel. You're holding a man's hand.
Hey, Well, if LSU keeps winning, I don't mind.
You know what? If LSU wins the game, I really don't care. You can do whatever you want,
Bobby,
son.
don't be holding the boy's hand on TV.
God damn it, Bobby.
See y'all tomorrow morning.
Bye.
Hold hands.
Let's go. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9.